Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
In my lifetime, I have seen the Cold War between the East and the West dissolve.
We welcome change and openness, for we believe that freedom and security go together.
In my lifetime, I've seen the Berlin Wall come down.
There are many people who feel that it is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and non-violence.
In my lifetime, I have seen apartheid dismantled.
It is absolutely important that you have the knowledge to serve your country and your people.
In my lifetime, I've seen the man of color in the White House.
Out of many, we are one. That while we breathe, we hope. And those who tell us that we can't, we will respond with that timeless creed that sums up the spirit of a people. Yes, we can. Thank you. God bless you. And may God bless the United States of America.
In my lifetime, I've seen grassroots movements topple governments through the use of social media.
I want freedom. Freedom. Only freedom. Freedom.
We can come together to heal segregation and redirect civilization to the celebration of diversity in oneness. We can make it happen. I am Brother Ishmael Tete, and I believe that world peace is possible in our lifetime. It begins with you and I now.
Daddy said there is no need of getting third class when there is first class. And the same resource you are spending in getting third class is the same resource you are going to spend to get first class. So why get third class? There is no need. I learned about time 2 years ago at youth camp. And I've heard teachings over teachings over teachings and over teachings. And for me, the greatest of all was time value. The greatest. I'm not saying other technologies and other teachings are not great, but time value actually changed something in me. It taught me on how to value my time, how to program value to my time. So, let's say by age 30, you want to be worth $10 million, right? So how many days are in 30 years? So just divide the number of days by the number that you want to achieve, and you get a very minute number and start working at that. If it is 3 cedis and you claim you don't have 3 cedis to be saving every day to get $10 million, then invest your time in learning something that will help you fetch $10 million in 10 years. I love movies a lot, and when I was growing up, there was this Chinese actor called Bruce Lee. I never understood whatever they said in the movie, but I always liked him. And then he said something. He said, if you love life, then don't waste time. Invest it, for that's the stuff that life is made up of. So when you hear that, at times they say, in his lifetime, he did this, he did that. All what they are trying to say is that your life is directly proportional to the time and the things you do with your time. So if you love life, then don't waste time at all. If you waste your time, you're wasting your life. It's as simple as that. There are 52 weeks in 1 year. And there are 168 hours in 1 week only. No more, no less. A year contains 8,760 hours. And 100 years contains 876,000 hours. Do you know what this means? It means that we don't have up to 1 million hours on our time on earth. So normally I don't agree with people when they say life is short. I think time is short, and then not life is short. Because time is very short. Even though we don't have up to 1 million hours in our lifetime, there are people who make 1 million in a week. Yes, there are. And they are no different than us. Just that they've dedicated themselves, they are managing themselves well, they are managing their time well, they are managing their tax well, and they are managing their resource well. That is the only difference. So before I continue, I want to give this riddle. And it reads, I never was, but always will be. No one ever saw me, but everyone knows I exist. I give people the motivation to better themselves every day. What am I? It's a riddle. Who can help us? Please don't Google it. I never was, but I always will be. We always push whatever we want to do to that. No? Tomorrow, thank you. So we are always pushing to tomorrow. I'll learn tomorrow. Oh, I'll do the errand tomorrow. I'll write the letter tomorrow. But tomorrow there will be another tomorrow. So then there is no tomorrow at all. All that we have is now. All that we have is today. There is no tomorrow. Well, this is controversial, but I might say tomorrow is an illusion. It seems to exist, but it does not. Because all that we have is today. Tax management. This is a scripture from Proverbs 22, verses 29. And it reads, do you see someone skilled at their work? They shall serve before kings. They will not serve before officials of low ranks. Other book says, do you see a man who is diligent at his work? Diligent. Some few weeks ago, I was at Ofori's house around 8:30 to 9 p.m. to give him some stuff. And whilst we were talking, he mentioned that he was getting them for work. I was like, wow. Over 60 years old man, young man, at 9 p.m. was planning on the work he's going to do tomorrow. Of all the money he's having. He has, I know. He's 60. And at 9 p.m. he was planning on what he was going to do tomorrow. Task. I gave a lecture at Ashase some months ago, and one of the students asked me, whilst I was talking, I shared with them that I have problems sleeping. And one of them was like, well, you are lucky because for us, we take coffee, we take all sorts of drugs to stay awake. So what do you take to stay awake? I said responsibility. Yes, you take responsibility to stay awake. If you know that you have nothing to eat tomorrow, you don't sleep tonight. You burn the night candle to get the ideas and the resources to fetch you what you are going to eat tomorrow. So, well, let's go into tax management. Well, I'm a businessman, so this definition will be a more business-like. So tax can be said to be the efficient trading of time, talent, skills, energy for the purpose of a desired result. So if you are a student, the program you are reading is your task. That is what you are being financed to do. So you take it diligently, you give it your all and come out successful. And then you are trading your time, you are putting your time, your energy, your talent, your skills into that program so that at the end of the day, it will fetch you the desired grade you want. So that's basically tax management. But then let's know that the tax we don't invest our best in, we don't get the best out of it. It's very, very simple. I always tell people life is easy and they tell me I'm arrogant. But I think I'm not arrogant. I think that the basics of life is very, very simple. There are principles and laws. And then when you follow them, if you don't go against them, you'll be okay. Most of the times we find ourselves wanting, struggling because we are trying to swim against the tide. Let's flow with it. If you don't put much work into your work, you are not going to get the desired results. And if you put abysmal energy into whatever you are doing, you are not going to get the required results too. To be busy here and there is a sure way to end up nowhere. As young people, we are always busy. I'm going to the mall, I'm going to here, I'm going to there. Well, I'm part, so I know. And we are always busy. But at the end of the day, the most needed things we are supposed to do, they are left undone. Yet we claim we are busy. What are you busy for? The Bible says, beware of becoming a wandering star. Jude 1:13. He said they are stars although, but because they wander about, they roam, they have nothing directed to their name. Because they roam, they don't shine on any specific thing. In Akan, they say, when you pour your urine at one place, it falls. Yes. So concentration, not wandering about. Because we wander too much. At times I leave home for lectures. I leave lectures for work. I make my deliveries. I do this. I get back home and still there is something not done. Which means I didn't plan my tasks for that day well. And it shouldn't be so. Only those who focus on their tasks end up as frontliners. That is why we have leading entrepreneurs, leading gurus, leading doctors, leading that. It is because they are managing their tasks well. And the problem with we the youth, I will say we because I'm part, is that we always want to be the leading, yet we don't want to do the things required of us in order for us to lead. Everybody is looking for shortcuts. Everybody. Nowadays in town, everyone is finding ways and means to cheat the other person. No one wants to think. And it's so sad when as young people, someone godly wakes up in the morning to go back. In fact, I heard there is someone who wakes up and be like, okay, today am I heading to Kaneshi to steal or to circle? Shortcuts. People find it so difficult to think. Thinking is not easy. That is why Ethereum Mission is the church for thinkers. It takes a lot of effort to think. Seriously. Whilst preparing this lecture, I was supposed to send this lecture to Philippa last week. Last week I couldn't. I said Wednesday I couldn't. I said Thursday I couldn't. It was Friday that I sent it, or even Saturday. Thinking is not easy. And I don't blame some people if they find it difficult to think, because I think they've not gotten the right resources and the right teachings to teach them how to think. And that is why a church like Ethereum Mission exists. And there is nowhere in the world, well, I'm yet to know of any place, that will give you enough resources and enough tools on how to think. I know because I was born with dyslexia. I had learning disabilities while I was growing up. So by the time I was 23, the people that I started school with, all of them had completed universities. And I have not started mine yet. But I came to Ethereum Mission. The first time I came to Ethereum Mission, Brother Questos was leading a meditation here. I think that was about 7 years ago. And I was coming here for something else. I didn't want to come because of the misconceptions I had about Ethereum Mission. Because I was born in one world, in the Eastern region, with my mom and my siblings. And then we saw our families who are in Ethereum Mission always moving forward. And we just didn't know why or how. They come to the village, peace be unto him, Saint Memibia will come in this 4x4 today, tomorrow will come in a pigeon white car, and we are like, how? Then my mother said, there is something in that church. They have been giving something, but we are Christians, we won't. So that day when I came, I stood here and I called my auntie to come and give me whatever she was supposed to give me. And then she said, oh, I shall come. She knew what she had planned. And then she knew that immediately I stepped foot in this church, my life would change for the better. Yeah. So I entered and I sat right here. I was very, very small 7 years ago. And Brother Questor stood the seat and started taking us through meditation. And he said, kindly allow your eyes to close. Focus your attention on the third eye center. And for the first time in my life, I was able to imagine. All my learning disabilities was as of the result that I was unable to imagine things. I didn't have that privilege. I wasn't born with it. So if I go to school and they say 1 + 1, for example, is simply by imagining this is 1, add it, and it is 2, right? And if you are unable to imagine, it will be very hard for you. So math scares me like something. And for the very first time, I learned how to imagine. And after the meditation, I said it to myself that I will never go back to where I came from again. So I stayed. And now, as the MC said, I'm a young, handsome man. I take pride in that. I'm a student. I'll be starting my MBA very soon. And most importantly, I'm a young entrepreneur on a journey of business. All because of a TV mission. Okay, so let's continue with tax management. You can't get out of any tax more than what you are willing to put into it. It is very, very simple. You can't, there is no way it can be done unless through fraud. You can't get out of anything what you are willing to put into it. You can't imagine putting 10 cedis in your safe today and then going back tomorrow and finding 20 cedis. It's not done. Unless maybe some form of magic, which I doubt. So as youth, let us know, there is no way you are going to become an effective leader unless you put in the maximum time, effort, and energy in emerging as one. So all of us who are dreaming wild about driving in a 4x4, doing this, but you don't want to learn. You don't want to wake up early. You don't want to burn the midnight candle. How do you expect to do that? So when you find people going into crime, doing all sorts of things, it is because they think that there is a way that they can swerve around the course of life. But life will always find a way to bring you back, no matter what you do. Our future lies in our labor of today. We can't have a better tomorrow unless we plan on doing something substantial with our lives today. And I normally tell my friends, and they will tell me that I talk as if I've attained 70 years before. I tell them that where you sit when you are old shows where you stood when you were young. This is a very painful truth. This is a very painful truth. But everyone here, you can take the time when you go back home and then reflect on your past. You realize that whatever you are going through today, if it's joy, if it's pain, it is as a result of what you did in the past. You can't run away from that. So where you sit when you are old, it's as a result of where you stood, where you went when you were young. And as young people say again, we rode too much. There are some places we go and the people even wonder why we came. But we went anyway. Because we want to be there. When my mom was alive, I used to tell a joke with her. There wasn't a single person who died in our village that was not related to my mother. Everybody was related to the woman. And she knew everybody. Well, let's continue. Dear youth, no matter how weak, how small you think you are, when you put in the quality of time into your task, you will end up with an unequal result. No matter who you are, no matter what you think you lack, no matter the fact that your mother died when you were 6, no matter the fact that uncle didn't take you to school, you can turn out to be something better, something greater, something substantial, if and only if you put in the maximum time, the needed resources, your energy. It is very, very simple. Let's talk about resource management. And then this is a scripture from Proverbs 27. Please help me read it. Be careful, be sure you know the condition of your resource, the condition of your flocks. Be sure of it. What do you have? Most of the times I get young people as my age come to me like, how did you start your business? I tell them, use what is in your hands. We all have something. You don't always need money. And our mind is always money, that we lose sight of the things we need to do in order to get the money. And you're always chasing after money. So poor resource management is one of the major reasons as to why a lot of people are poor. Because we don't manage our resources well. In my last semester, I went to school being reopened and I realized that almost all my friends were holding iPhone X. Sharp. Everyone. All the guys around me, all the ladies, iPhone X.
And you are nominated Adolfo. Person me twema dwen ekọ nkyerɛkyerɛ bi a ɛwɔ kyerɛ kronkron no mu. So ɔkɔ Bible, Moses nwoma a edi kan, ɛyɛ Genesis, ti baako nkyikyɛmu aduonu sia. Na Nyankopɔn ka sɛ, mommɛmmɔ nipa sɛ yɛn nsɛso. Di nipa onam wiase ɔyɛ Nyankopɔn ne nsɛso. Ɔdɔ anigye nkunimdi ahoɔden ɛyɛ tumi a ɛwɔ Nyame ni nyinaa wɔ onipa dasanim. Ni atusu mienu sɛ ɔkɔ Moses nwoma a edi kan ti mienu ɛyɛ Genesis ti mienu nkyikyɛmu nson a ɔsi na Nyame fa adɔte ɛna ɔnwo onipa ɛna ɔhumi gu ne mu ɛnkwa home na ɔbɛyɛ ɔkra atiasefo. Nti nipa yɛ kra ɛna ɔsan ɛyɛ nipadua yi. Na ɔhwɛ yɛ abrabɔ mu a yɛba yɛkɔ school ni sua nneɛma bebree. Ni nyina kyerɛ yɛ ɛkwan nam so a nia yɛbɛfra, nia yɛbɛnom, baabi yɛbɛda. Ɛhyɛ yɛ ma ɛmɛ yɛtumi nya saa nneɛma yi. Na mo na ka ɛkra no ɛfa no. Yɛnhyɛ da ni school bebree a ɛkyerɛ yɛ sɛnea ɛkra no ɛsi ɛhyɛ ne ma ɛfa. Yɛwɔ nsɔre bebree. Ɛso nsɔre ni nyinaa di asɔre entiteɛ ne ne nkyerɛkyerɛ so. Na mo pɛsɛ wudi Jesus entiteɛ ne ne nkyerɛkyerɛ so a ɛbɛm wahu sɛ nipa ɛyɛ kra ɛna ɔsan ɛyɛ honam a na ɛsɛ unya asɔre a ɛbɛboa. So akɔ asɔre mfie bebree na wonim sɛ woyɛ honhom na wonim ne enti a oba wiase wonim nia oba ha sɛ obɛyɛ botai pɔte a ɔbɔ adeɛ Nyankopɔn no ɛsoma sɛ braha bɛyɛ wonim baabi a ufiri ha wokɔ a ne kyerɛ sɛ wabrabɔ no ɛhwete kwa wohia sɔre a ɛbɛma saa nkyerɛkyerɛ yi nyinaa a ɛbɛhyɛ wo ma wɔ honhom mu a wanamo a wobɛtu nyinaa wobɛhu sɛ woyɛ kra na wahyɛ kra no ma ama wo dɔ suban w'anigye suban wo tumi a ɛwɔ mu a ɛyɛ nyame tumi a ɔbɔ wo sɛ ne nsɛ so no ne nyinaa daadi onua yɛabɛn wo enti sɛ woba Ethereal Mission headquarters a yɛwɔ Sakaman Ofori Sakaman Junction na wode w'ani kyerɛ Sakaman a wotra filling stations mmienu ɛwɔ nsa nifa so a Ethereal Mission edi so pɛpɛɛpɛ enti yɛto nsa frɔ kwasiɛ da bia anɔpa yɛhyɛseɛ na ɔwɔtwe ɛne fa yɛde akɔpem na ɔndumienu wokɔ Kumasi nso a Ethereal Mission ɛwɔ Deba Court Hotel ɛwɔ Adiemra yes to nsa frɔ ɛnso nso kwasiɛ da anɔpa bia efiri nondu ɛkɔpem nondumienu yɛyɛ mpɛnsɛmpɛnsɛ mu bɛka yɛn ho ne hu wo nyame su ene wo honhom suban sɛnea ɛte na wanante ɛwɔ honhom wokɔ Takoradi nso a wɔ Anaje Estates ubehu yɛ signboard ɛwɔ ɛkwan ne ho ɛwɔ nso kwasie da nɔpa bia firi nɔnkron ɛkɔpem nɔndumienu saa mpɛsɛmpɛsɛm ne nkyerɛkyerɛ ɛkɔ so asɛ wotu kwan ɛkɔ aburokyerɛ nso a ɛwɔ UK United Kingdom yɛwɔ 58 Goring Park Avenue ɛwɔ Misham enti ɛhɔ nso wobɛtumi ɛne yɛn ahyia adi nkita ho ɛna sɛ wokɔ United States nso a America ɛhɔ nso yɛwɔ Los Angeles a wobɛtumi abɛhyia yɛ wɔ hɔ yɛne wadi nkita ho wei nyinaa nso sɛ wotumi ɛne headquarters no di nkita ho a address ni telephone numbers a edo beko UK ene US ni nyina lede konsabeka onua omra so senia obepeja ewo honhom ene nyame mu senia obehu unyame tumi ene Kristo so a wo ye fro bra na beka Ethereal Mission ho na ye ma nipa enkwaje enwie peye nyame nhyirawo.
When love speaks, the world hears. Love is the energy you can feel and the power that created the universe. If you have felt love before, then you already hold the secret to creation. In this movie, discover how to potentize the love you feel by 1,000,000 times, and you can heal your life and create everything you want. Use the power of love to heal and bless those you care about. Center of Love, the power you've always had and not known. Get it now on DVD.